Well, you must be delighted with that, Keith. All action performance from your lads, they were brilliant.
Yeah, against a really good side, a top side to be perfectly honest. We changed shape. We wanted to give players an opportunity. They've been eager, they've been doing really well in training, and I thought it was a good performance. I thought once we started controlling possession or turnovers, I thought we were exceptional at times against a very, very, very good League One side.
Is that really pleasing when the lads get that opportunity and then they show you that on the pitch as well?
Yeah, it's the only way you can create competition. There's a lot of players who think they should be playing, and there's a lot of players who knock on my door and say, why am I not playing? But when they get the opportunity, they've got to prove that they're capable of coming in, and we've got to build that trust, that relationship with players who we know we'll need throughout the course of the season. So games like this create opportunities, but create belief amongst the squad, but a relationship and a trust between the manager and player as well. So I thought we had outstanding performances today.
Was Danny Lloyd desperate to play against his former club and then he goes and gets the goal?
I didn't ask him. You know, I selected the side. I asked the players yesterday, you know, about potentially playing in this game. We selected a side, a shape, formation that we thought would suit us playing against the opponents. And then you've got to be brave and try and deliver. And we have done. I thought 2-0 was an excellent result. And unfortunately, we've been done late on by a penalty that's been awarded to the opponents that I can't see how it's been a penalty. It's very similar to the Barnsley debacle, you know, and I think it's, you know, without being disrespectful, I think it's flattered Peterborough.
Made Paul Lewis the captain tonight. He's obviously, you know, he's a good leader, isn't he, around the squad and on the pitch as well. A proud moment for him tonight.
I think it's just his performance levels and his commitment towards his team. You know, I think his behaviour, you know, merits, you know, giving him the captaincy tonight. I could have given it to a lot of players, but I think he needs to be rewarded. I don't know how he feels about it, but I thought his performance levels, you know, and his performance levels tonight were outstanding.
Got on the end of an amazing cross from Otis Khan. It was a terrific delivery, wasn't it, from the right hand side? Yeah, it is.
Amazing Premier League cross, simple as that, and what a header. So I thought we played some outstanding football in the second half, and we competed, and as long as we compete, we're always going to have a chance with the calibre of player that we've got in the squad. So we have to compete, we have to do the basics better and better and better. We have to be more robust, we have to be better at the physical challenges, and if we win 75-80% of those with the quality of play that we've got throughout the squad, we're going to win football matches.
What about a couple of the younger players, like Leo Connor playing that role? He was very disciplined, he played that role brilliantly.
He's played it before, so it's no surprise. Leo Connor's a very intelligent football player. He's been off, obviously, with, you know, the COVID, but he's back in the squad now. But I think Leo Connor could play most positions on a football pitch because he's intelligent.
And there's a lot of talk about the loan signs that come in, but obviously Callum McDonald has now signed the contract as well. I mean, you know, he's a very versatile player, isn't he, Callum, down that left-hand side?
Good. Yeah, there's an attacking intent, but he can defend. And first of all, as a full-back, you have to be able to defend. But to take your opposite winger deep into defensive areas of the pitch and try and force them to defend, you know, it's a great skill to have, and we've got players who are capable of doing that. And Callum's doing it really well at this moment in time.
You mentioned it's always that next game, that's all you can plan for at the moment, but you know, last four of this competition now, I mean, is that a big deal?
It's a big deal. It's a semi-final, you know, so you can't underestimate it. You know, the early group stages of this competition, you know, they can be a little bit laborious, but I've always liked this competition, the format of bringing the 23s in. I was against it right at the beginning. I just thought it was a way in for 23s to play in the Football League, and I'm dead against that. But the competition, I think, it brings reward, it brings an opportunity for you know, us to potentially go to Wembley and play against Premier League under 22, under 21s teams, and it gives them a better understanding rather than taking players in on a low and then failing and not playing the games that they need to. So I think it gives them a fair and equal opportunity to compete against EFL teams. But as far as we're concerned, them early stages, they're worthwhile now that we're in the semi-final.
The last four, I know you get now, do you? The last four,
I'm not really
take it as it comes now.
We have done all competition. knocked out some excellent teams, Manchester City, Leicester and Peterborough. Thank you.
A chance to see a bit more of Mike Kirby tonight. We drew him eventually, but he showed how good he's at controlling the ball in close quarters, isn't he? And he's pretty fearless on the ball.
Fearless, brilliant. A great synopsis of what he can do. He's got to get fitter, he's got to get more robust, he's got to understand how quick this standard of football is. It is super quick. The way that I want to play is in and out of possession. And I think he has to get football fitter. And if he gets football fitter, he's a quality player. And I know he will, with the games that he plays, the minutes that he gets, and the training that we do. And there'll be no surprises, because I know that he'll be, and I know that he already is a great acquisition, and he'll make big impacts for this football club.
A lot of the players certainly seem to be buying into that ethos. I heard on the radio on the way in tonight and saying in the Premier League, oh, you never get a chance to rest. At any point you can't switch off, there's no chance to relax on or off the ball. But that's the same way Tranmere are approaching games, isn't it?
It's not new. You know, I think the great sides of the 70s and 80s where Liverpool were playing, I think they were very similar. You know, we have to be competitive. We have to be quick. We have to be assertive. We have to be, in my opinion, the fittest football team in League Two. For us to be able to show our skills and make our skills effective against the opponents. It's not difficult, it is difficult. It's difficult for the players to accept the responsibilities in that possession for 90 minutes and the substitutes to be ready to go on and repeat. And we have to repeat with the 21 games and obviously the semi-final. But they will do it. We've got a squad that's deep enough, and we've got a squad that's competitive enough, and they really want to be successful. And I wouldn't say they're particularly buying into it, they're just doing it and they're enjoying it.
We haven't seen Corey Blackett-Taylor or Morgan Ferrier the last couple of games. Is there any update on that?
Just that they've not been involved in the squad.
Probably the best compliment you could pay to the side you put out tonight is that, you know, it might not have been what Tranmere would be expecting at the moment as the first team choice on a Saturday, but you couldn't really tell the difference between the two. Does that give you something to think about, a bit of a selection headache even?
It just gives me, it gives me a little bit of inspiration. It gives me a lot more belief in the group. You know, we see it on the training pitch. We see the young players trying to do it the right way, trying to buy in. There's got to be a group mentality. There's got to be an all-inclusive, not a self-care team, you know, approach to everything that we do. I want to buy in, I want everybody to buy in, and you can be really successful. But it can carry you such a long way having a group mentality, a siege mentality. Just ask the SAS, they've been very successful.
Speaking of your strike force, you brought David Nugent in as well this weekend, Ali Crawford as well from Bolton, so two very experienced players that are just into the mix as well. It really is looking like a very strong side now, isn't it?
Strong side. We want it to be unity. We want that competition to be positive competition. We want it to stimulate better performances, not fear. We want everybody to embrace it. But I think the acquisitions that we've made in January have certainly made us stronger for the running.